You can see it. And yeah, it works very well. Yeah, so we will start in 3 minutes at 6:30 p.m. China time. Okay.
Okay, what's the thing?
Thank you. And Daisybhell, please feel free to start anytime.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Here's my presentation. I'm Daisybhell Pacio from the Philippines. So a little bit background of Philippines. Philippines composed of 7,107 islands. Here's the flag of Philippines. Philippine flag meaning. The blue symbolizes patriotism and justice. The white stand for the peace and purity. The white triangle represents equality and the Katipunan Nationalist Organization. The three stars represent the three main geographical regions of the Philippines, Luzon, Mindanao, and the Visayas. The sun represents independence, and its 8 rays represent the 8 provinces that led the Philippine uprising against Spanish rule. The red represents valor and the blood split for freedom and independence. This is our president, the 17th president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. And an excerpt from his speech, "Believe, have hope. The sun also rises like it did today and as it will tomorrow. As surely as that, we will achieve the country all Filipinos deserve. God bless the Philippines. God bless our work." Philippines is located Southeastern Asia, archipelago between the Philippine Sea and the South China Sea, east of Vietnam. Geographic coordinates 12.897 north, 121.7740 east. The capital of Philippines is Manila. Climate, hot and dry, March to May. Rainy season, June to October. Cool, November to February. Population in the Philippines, as per Philippine Statistics Authority, as of May 2020, 109,035,343. 1.63% is the population growth rate from 2015 to 2020. The total area of the Philippines, 300,000 square kilometer composed of land, 298,170 square kilometer, and water, 1,830 square kilometer. Languages. Philippines has 2 official languages, English and Filipino. It has also 8 major dialects, Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Ilonggo, Bicol, Waray, Pampango, and Pangasinan. Religion, as per Philippine Statistics Authority, 81.04% composed Catholics, 5.06% Islam, 2.82% Evangelicals, and 11.08% are the Aglipayan, Iglesia ni Cristo, and others. Economy. Major industries, from agriculture, we have sugar cane, coconuts, rice, corn, bananas, casabas, pineapple, mangoes, pork, eggs, beef, and fish. Industry, mostly electronics assembly, footwear, pharmaceutical, chemicals, wood products, food processing, and petroleum refining, fishing. Our currency is Philippine peso. The gross domestic product expands by 7.4% by the second quarter of 2022. Main contributors of this is the wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and the motorcycles, which is 9.7%, construction 19%, and transportation and storage 7.1%. Major economic sectors, agriculture 0.2%, forestry and fishing 6.3%, industry and services 9.1%. Household final consumption expenditure grew by 8.6% in the second quarter of 2022. Government final consumption expenditure 11.1%. Gross capital formation 20.5%. Exports of goods and services 13.6%. There are also 8 anchor destinations in the Philippines. If you might want to visit the South, site of new and exciting business ventures between local and foreign capital. Next is Davao. Davao is the industrial hub of Mindanao. In Davao, we can see the Mount Apo, which is the highest peak in the country and home of the Philippine eagle. Next is the Baguio, country's summer capital, 1,500 meters above sea level, 8 degrees cooler than lowlands. It is also the jump-off point to the famous Banali rice terraces. Next is Boracay. As of 2022, it is the top 1 island in Asia as of Reader's Choice Awards. So Boracay is known as Island Paradise, powder white sand, crystal blue waters, located at northern tip of Panay Island, 3 hours from Manila. So if you want to visit, you can come to Boracay. Next is Palawan. Palawan is also the top 8 island in Asia as per Reader's Choice Awards 2022. It is the country's last frontier, situated between Mindoro Island and North Borneo, home to over 80 minority groups, Calamian deer, Palawan bearcat, white sand and beaches, black marble caves, breathtaking dive sites. Next is Bohol. It is the country's 10th largest island. Pristine white beaches, wonderful dive site, chocolate hills, and Tarsier. Site of historic blood compact between Sikatuna and Legazpi. Next is Lawag Bigan, located in Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur. Impressive white homes, antiquated towns, Antillean ancestral homes. This is the hometown of our president. So let's proceed to the general condition of dams and hydropower sustainable development of our country, Philippines. So, background, given the country's vast hydropower potential, I'm sorry. So given the country's vast hydropower potential, more than 10% of electricity requirements will be supplied by hydropower generation. To meet the expected increase in demand for power over the planning period, a total of 2,950 megawatts of hydropower capacity will be available within both grid and off-grid areas. Committed and indicative capacity additions will increase overall hydropower available capacity to 5,468 megawatts from the current installed capacity of 2,518 megawatts. 18 large hydropower potentials are estimated to account for more than 90% of the possible additional capacity, while the remainder will be supplied by mini hydro potentials. In addition, 490 kilowatt of micro hydropower plants are targeted for installation for the planning horizon. These micro hydropower plants will be tapped to support the government's rural electrification program targeting 100% barangay or village electrification by 2006. The committed capacity addition is expected to provide 7.7 terawatt-hour of electricity per year, equivalent to a fuel oil displacement of 12.9 million barrel of fuel oil equivalent. So in the Philippines, hydro plants are classified based on their capacities as follows: micro hydro, 1 to 100 kilowatt, mini hydro, 101 kilowatt to 10 megawatt, and large hydro, more than 10 megawatt. So the total untapped hydropower resource potential of the country is estimated at 13,097 megawatts, of which 85% are considered large and small hydros, composed of 11,223 megawatts, 14% of which 1,847 megawatts are classified as mini hydros, while less than 1%, 27 megawatts, are considered micro hydros. So some projects in Luzon are available for private financing, while 20 are undergoing feasibility studies and 82 are in the pre-feasibility stage. Potential sites for mini and micro hydro projects are evenly distributed in all the regions. The National Electrification Administration, which is the NEA, the National Power Corporation, NPC, and the Department of Energy, DOE, have studied specific mini hydro potential sites and have lined them up as indicative projects. The NIA has identified about 1,000 mini hydro potential sites for development based on its mini hydro program, which began in the 1980s. Likewise, NPC has identified potential sites for mini hydro development. In 1995, the DOE conducted a water resource inventory study to validate NIA's and NPC's identified potential sites for promotion to private investors. Meanwhile, a study conducted by United States National Renewable Energy Laboratory likewise revealed that microhydro potential sites are well distributed all over the regions. Local government units, non-government organizations, electric cooperatives, and DOE's affiliated non-conventional energy centers supported the study by conducting local identification projects. Another study entitled Micro Hydropower Development Study for Emerging Barangays is a Japanese-funded project which aims to identify at least 40 micro hydro sites for development in regions 1, 2, 3, and Cordillera Autonomous by NPC, the Angat Dam, Ambuklaw Dam, Haliraya Dam, Bingan Dam, Agus 7, Agus 6, Agus 5, Agus 4, Agus 2, and Agus 1, Hulangi 4, and San Roque Dam. The San Roque Dam is a 200 1.2 long embankment dam on the Agno River. It is the largest world with a structure volume of 40 million cubic meters. So NPC manages these 12 dams all over the country and conducts semi-annual inspection to the 5 major dams in Luzon and 7 dams in Mindanao to ensure their integrity and the safety of the people that live downstream of the dams. It also practices efficient reservoir management with partner agencies to help conserve water while optimizing water utilization. NPC conducts information and education campaigns to educate the public on the option. Challenges and gaps. The capital-intensive nature, long gestation period, average of 7 years, and accompanying issues of social acceptability of large hydropower projects remain to be the sector's biggest challenges in our country. On the other hand, micro hydro development for off-grid electrification is hindered by high upfront costs and the need for government intervention and subsidy. Socio-environmental concerns. There is a considerable resistance to development of large hydropower projects due to the potential of upstream flooding, destruction of agricultural communities in the affected areas. These factors have affected the attractiveness of large hydropower projects in our country. So shift in type of development. Due to many issues flagging large hydropower projects, the logical next step would be to focus on smaller, more manageable run-of-river projects. However, such a shift will not come without considerable challenges, such as a decrease in new capacity given the smaller scale of the project, intermittent supply of power, and considerable decrease in power generation during the summer months. Commercialization of local hydropower technology. There is also a need to develop and commercialize suitable microhydro technology in the Philippines, even as hydropower technology for large and small projects is proven and mature. The Philippines remains to be dependent on imported electromechanical equipment for microhydro projects. The cost of this equipment vary based on kilowatt capacity. For instance, A 5 kilowatt equipment with controls and metering devices costs 11,000 US dollar, while a 100 kilowatt equipment costs 64,500 US dollars. Let's go to existing incentives for the developers of hydropower in our country. So there is this Republic Act number 7156, or the mini hydro law, provides the following rights and the privileges of mini hydro developers as follows. So if you want to develop mini hydro in our country, this is the existing incentives. One is special privilege tax payable by developers, grantees to develop potential sites for hydroelectric power and to generate, transmit, and sell electric power shall be 2% of their grants. In tax holiday for 7 years from start of commercial operations. Tax and duty-free importation of machinery, equipment, and materials. Exemption from payment of tariff duties and value-added tax on importation of machinery and equipment with 7 years from the date of awarding of contract. Next is tax credit on domestic capital equipment. For developers who buy machinery, equipment, materials, and parts from local manufacturers, tax credit is given equivalent to 100% of value of VAT and custom duties that would have been paid to import machinery, equipment, and others. Next is special realty tax rates on equipment and machinery. Realty and other taxes on civil works, equipment, machinery, and other improvements of shall not exceed 2.5% of their original cost. 6. VAT exemption. Exemption from payment of 10% VAT on gross, whether willed by the NPC grid or incentives of the developers. Next, programs and projects. To address the 3 major challenges for this sector, the Department of Energy will proactively monitor existing hydropower plants in the Philippines, enhance public acceptance. The Department of Energy shall involve all stakeholders in the decision-making process prior to the implementation of hydropower projects. This would ensure protection of the rights of communities which may be affected by specific projects. At the same time, project risk will be easier to ascertain through consultations and social activities conducted jointly with all affected stakeholders. Promotion of alternative hydro development. The run-of-river schemes of construction will allow for balance of river ecosystems while providing communities independent on the river for their livelihood to coexist with hydropower projects. In addition, the government would place emphasis on projects which are encountering social and environmental problems by treating these issues as an integral element along with economic and financial concerns in the decision-making process. Commercialization hydropower technology. With additional incentives as stipulated in the proposed renewable energy bill, the commercialization of locally made hydro equipment can be attained. The following measures are proposed to hasten its commercialization. One is creation of hydropower database. The Department of Energy is envisioned to be the central repository for a database of large, small, mini, and micro hydropower projects and prospects. This database shall be made available to interested developers. Furthermore, the Department of Energy will conduct annual seminars and workshops on hydropower development in strategic locations to promote attractive hydropower projects to private investors. Rehabilitation program for existing hydropower plants. The Department of Energy shall encourage investors to rehabilitate inefficient and non-operating but viable plants to increase their generation capacities. Nationwide promotional activities such as seminars and investment clinics will be conducted towards this end. One such seminar was conducted in December 2002 in Tacloban City in cooperation with JICA to promote the rehabilitation of existing mini hydro plants in Samar and Leyte in investors. The rehabilitation plans for hydropower plants are spread over the 10-year period. Pursuit of technical cooperation with other countries. For small-scale hydropower development, the basic strategy for commercialization is to encourage electromechanical manufacturers to set up facilities in the Philippines and reduce the cost of importation of turbines. There are several local turbine fabricators in the country that can be trained to enhance their capability to manufacture turbine equipment. The Department of Energy is pursuing a technical experts dispatch program with the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA to assist these local fabricators. In coordination with the De La Salle University, the Department of Energy through JICA established the Micro Hydro Testing Center in April 2003 to help improve the output and efficiency of this equipment. The Department of Energy will likewise continue to seek technical and bilateral cooperation with other countries that offer the latest expertise and technical transfer of hydropower technology to replicate the successful Magnao microhydro demonstration project. The 65 kilowatt demonstration project in Burauen, Leyte showcases the reliability of the hydropower system to supply electricity in remote barangays located outside the grid. It is designed to supply power to 300 households in the Trisungan and Mahagnao. The achievement of this project will be replicated in other suitable sites in the country. The said demonstration project was successful in terms of seeking bilateral cooperation with the Japanese government and the successful collaboration with other government agencies in the country, which were the key to the project's implementation. So here's the rule 2, which is the criteria and determining the approval or disapproval of the application in our country. So section 1, the Office of Energy Affairs in processing an application shall be guided but not limited to the following. A, the operation of the proposed mini hydropower projects will promote public interest in a proper and suitable manner. Next, the applicant is financially and technically capable of undertaking the proposed mini hydropower project and meeting the responsibilities incident to its operation. Next, the construction and operation thereof will not result in the closure or stoppage of existing water outlets, passageways, conduits, or the like from the water resource. The requirements of public safety and environmental compliance certificates are complied with. And last but not the least, generally, the construction and operations thereof will promote and achieve the purpose of Republic Act 7156. Section 2, processing period, the Office of Energy Affairs shall resolve the application within 4 months from receipt thereof, provided that all the documents and clearances contemplated in these rules are timely submitted and no objection have been raised by concerned parties. So these are the department orders, which is for the apply or for the developers this is the applicable department orders. The Department Order Number DO 2017-04005, prescribing the new guidelines in the processing of applications for renewable energy service operating contracts. Department Order Number DO 2016-09-0011, Reconstitution of the Renewable Energy Review and Evaluation Committee, and providing for its functions, duties, and responsibilities. Department Order Number DO 2016-06-0010, prescribing the revised guidelines for the processing of applications, amendments, and termination of renewable energy service operating contracts. Department Order Number DO 2014-06-0010, adopting a template for large hydropower service contract, amending Department Order Number DO 2013-08-0011, and other pertinent rules and regulations inconsistent thereto and for other purposes. Department Order Number DO 2013-12-0021, guidelines governing the evaluation and monitoring on the implementation of the service and operating contracts between the Department of Energy and renewable energy developers and for other purposes. This is the applicable department circulars. Department Circular Number 2012-11-009, Renewable Energy Safety, Health, and Environment Rules and Regulations Statement of Authority. Department Circular Number 2009-07-0010, Guidelines for the Accreditation of Manufacturers, Fabricators, and Suppliers of Locally Produced Renewable Energy Equipment and Components. This is also the law and issuances, the Republic Act Number 9513, which is approved on December 16, 2008, an act promoting the development, utilization, and commercialization of renewable energy sources and for other purposes. So we have the National Renewable Energy Program. The development and optimal use of the country's renewable energy resources is central to the Philippines' sustainable energy agenda. Renewable energy is an essential part of the country's low emissions development strategy and is vital to addressing the challenges of climate change, energy security, and access to energy. The National Renewable Energy Program outlines the policy framework enshrined in Republic Act 9513. It sets the strategic building block that will help the country achieve the goals set forth in the Renewable Energy Act of 2008. The NREP signals the country's big implemented and halting energy initiatives into a focused and sustained drive towards energy security and improved access to clean energy. The NREP sets out indicative interim targets for the delivery of renewable energy within the time frame of 2011-2030. Meeting the massive targets up to 2020 will be challenging as detailed planning, financing, and building renewable energy infrastructure will have to be undertaken at a scale and within a time frame never done before. The NREP lays down the foundation for developing the country's renewable energy resources, stimulating investments in the renewable energy sector, developing technologies, and providing the impetus for national and local renewable energy planning that will help identify the most feasible and least cost renewable energy development that certain activities can be taken right away, while others will take time to implement. As a national program, it will require Pacio to ensure it conforms to the policy objectives set out in Republic Act 9513. Beyond the scale, however, are fundamental issues of transmission and grid integration for intermittent renewable energy resources. Social and economic impacts cannot be overlooked. These are issues that will be kept under close review. Action shall be taken toward meeting the challenges of balancing the country's energy security needs and the overriding goal of providing clean, affordable, and sustainable energy for all. The NREP promises a continuing and well-coordinated effort to drive development in the renewable energy industry, promote technology advancements, and achieve economies of scale. It provides the basis for national and local renewable energy planning that will identify specific actions and times upon which outcomes will be generated. Such plans will factor in cross-cutting issues and essential interventions in the areas of transmission development and integration, energy efficiency, off-grid electrification, climate change, technology transfer and development, local capacity building, and partnerships. Given the dynamic nature of the country's energy sector, the NREP is a living document. Forecasts and targets will be updated periodically as key developments in the energy sector emerge. Programs will be reviewed. Deployment of renewable energy projects will be monitored to ensure that stakeholders make good on the promise to deliver. Above all, partnerships will be enhanced to ensure a countrywide approach in developing the country's renewable energy resources. This is all. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay. Thank you. If you have any question, just message me directly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daisybhell, for give us a very comprehensive presentation about the general situation of the Philippines and the general situation of hydropower industry and dams, and the policies, the commercialization, the regulation of hydropower, and also the policy and regulation about the renewable energy. Actually, HRC has several projects in cooperation with hydropower stations in the Philippines. And we do look forward to more cooperation projects in the future. And dear participants, if you have any question to Daisybhell, please feel free to raise. I think the presentation itself is pretty comprehensive. And it's really very comprehensive.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daisybhell, for your presentation. And I think, country report is a forum for all the participants to introduce your country and the hydropower and the dam situation in your country, and if we can explore if there is any potential opportunities for future cooperation. Yeah. Sure. If you have any question, you may raise to Daisybhell anytime. And if we don't have any question for now, this is the end of today's session. And then for tomorrow, we will start at the same time at 3 p.m. China time. And for the country report, if any of you have finished your country report, please let us know. And then we will arrange presentations. And then, if no more questions, this is the end of today. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of the day, and see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you all tomorrow at the same time.
See you tomorrow.
See you.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy today.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Hello.